Okay. Oh my god, today has sucked. Oh, it sucked for me. It has not sucked for my fiance, but my god, just, Ow.
No, it's a
That's
night
the sound
mission.
of T4 going out to
my
everybody.
God.
And it looks like it's a night mission and everyone's complaining about it. You know what? I got plenty to complain about today, so let's go ahead and look at everything. This is a map, or a mission on Ivan Ivkina, I don't know. It's in the mission command, I made sure to write it. Wow, this is actually a night mission, damn. I do not recognize this map, and that is rare. Usually I know, like, every single map in existence. Okay, that's still on. Let me turn off that hotkey real quick. I'm a little angry at the world right now. But I'll get to that in a second. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Have a little bit of water. Let's go ahead and do the mission breakdown here. There's a lot. Wow. Damn. Honestly, there is. And I did not do any prep work because I was too busy unfucking my front door. Okay. So it looks like we've got some purple players here with some OFCRA, and then we also have some blue 4. Excellent. Let me go ahead and look at the mission breakdown for everything today. It's the 14th mech. So it's a mechanized unit and Western contractors. Okay. Interesting. Let me go ahead and put the prediction up. And I'll put it for 10 minutes. Alright, I'm just going to write blue 4 or OFCRA because there's too many factions involved here. And we'll set that for 10 minutes. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at the breakdown here. Alright, so little rules here. The mission starts in the dark, but the sun will quickly rise. There are drones present. Most die to bullets, but CUAS slots are available on blue. Don't know what that means specifically. Both sides have suppressors, and everyone has access to night vision. Both sides have 2 spawns, which are marked on the map. The VIPs are players who have been instructed to roleplay accordingly. The ground branch extraction is always available if blue can regain the VIPs, which I assume is marked here. The Chechen extraction is only available to red after the southern Pishchin objective has fired. And I'm trying to find that now. That's probably one of the orange zones down here. Just got blue and red markers there, but we'll get into that objective specifically. But the Chechen extraction is right there. We have a green zone in the middle right there, and then a cap zone. Interesting. There's a marker on the VIPs for both sides, but if it disappears, when you put them in the yellow zones. Okay. So there's 3 different yellow zones. Interesting. VIPs are damage immune, but if they interact with an extraction, they become a playable gamer from that side that can die. So if they extract, they basically can then pick up a gun and fight because they've done their objective. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of ways to score on this one. All right, there is a neutral... Wow. There's a neutral purple cap zone that is worth 9 points. So whoever has control of the area here, by the end of the mission, will score 9 points. And it is literally... Don't tell me it's this block of... Oh my god. So whoever has more people piled into these frickin' what? 12-story? Jesus, that's going to be interesting. Alright, blue 4 can gain additional points. Have VIPs outside the yellow zone on the northern area by the 35-minute mark, and then the southern yellow area. And then have VIPs interact at ground branch extraction. Okay. What confuses me is that it's 3 points for each VIP. So basically, if blue 4 are able to get a single VIP away from the extraction zones, and it looks like the... Okay, alright, I see what's going on. So we have an initial yellow zone up here. I see what it's going for. So let me read OFCRA's objectives first. This will make more sense. So again, purple zone right here. Whoever has more players in there by the end of the game will gain 9 points. That's a lot, but you have to have a number advantage. OFCRA's objectives. For each VIP they have in this first yellow zone by the 15-minute marker, they get a point. So if they get them in the yellow zone, that's 1 point per. But if they also get it in the green zone within the yellow zone, which is right here, they gain an additional point per VIP. So that means they can get 6 points within the first 15 minutes by just rushing the VIPs over here. Blue 4 can only really counter that with a counter rush. Interesting. Then if OFCRA gets the VIPs within the yellow zone here, it's another point per VIP, but if they get in the green zone, that's a second point per VIP. And then the third zone is marked. This is cashed in by the 55-minute marker, but if they get it within the green zone within the yellow zone, it's double points. So yellow zone is 1 point, green zone within yellow zone is 2 points per VIP. And then if they, after that is cashed out at the 55-minute mark, they can then take them to the Chechen extraction point here, and then that is for every VIP. Blue 4 can take the VIPs at any time, bring them to the ground branch extraction point, and get a point. But as long as they get one VIP, they'll get the points for keeping them out of these zones. So as long as they're able to find one, then they're good. So it's going to basically be Blue 4 rushes in to defend this area. OP4 is going to rush in to defend that area. Blue 4 might send forces over because it looks like they do have some helicopter capabilities. And then if your side leader is kept alive, you gain 6 points. So there's a lot of points on the board for this one. Op 4 is set to score more, but Blue 4 can interdict. So it's going to be an interesting set of blocking positions here. Let's go ahead. Phobos is going to be leading Blue 4. Kremit is going to be leading Op 4. Barros, the 2IC for Op 4. Natha for the 2IC for Blue 4. Blue 4 have an armed UH-60 with miniguns. And a 134 minigun MH6 Little Bird, actually AH6 Little Bird at that point. And then they've got a transport Little Bird as well with a lot of machine gunners. One on each side there, and then 4 riflemen all equipped with suppressors. That's going to be interesting. We got more people loaded up in this Blackhawk as well. So I think these are the Western contractors. And then a platoon here would be the, it didn't specify which group, but this is the mechanized. So they've got 50 cal 113s with a little bit of side shielding. And then they also have some shielded 50 cal and a shielded 240 Bravo Vic. They also have a Crow 50 cal. This is one of my favorite things to see in PvP, because this thing can annihilate people. And then we have some transport MRAP, and then we got 2 of these right here. I don't know what he was shooting in the sky for, but these are your main riflemen for, so M4-based platforms. Looking on Op4's side, because they're all about to deploy. Op4's mechanized group here. We've got some BRDMs in play with some turnout PKTs. We've got a... it's not the normal one, it's a different one, but that's a Russian transport. We also, it's an MRAP. We also have a recon drone right here. They've got a rocket-potted Falcon drone, and then more transport MRAPs. The other group up north with the VIPs, because my right-click wasn't working. This is the escort group. They have technicals and regular off-roads, and they got a van out here already blitzing it. So Op4 basically have to hold the 3 VIPs. It's a priest, a UN envoy, and a minister for transport. That's cute. So we'll see where the rest of these guys go. But it's going to basically be a rush to get these guys over, and you can see that they're all marked and updated every few minutes. Helicopter support needs to basically go immediately. And, okay. I see. They floated it up before the engine got turned on. I see. Dog Walker, Liberty Prime, and School Bus. Interesting call signs for this one. Looks like the AH6 Little Bird and the MH6 are going to be going south, possibly to reinforce the platoon. Blackhawk might blitz it right to the first VIP zone. Alright, so I was supposed to stream a few hours ago, 12:30 to 2:30. It's 3:42 right now. That didn't happen. Reason was, Bloodwing, she works a hybrid schedule, so she had to go into the office today. Went to the office. She forgot to secure the storm door. There are gusts of 25-mile-per-hour winds right now. A gust ripped the door off. It's not that bad, though. One of the hinges was ripped out, so I replaced the hinge. Had to go to Home Depot, find the right hinge, replaced it. The issue, though, is now the door is misaligned. Not because of the hinge, but because of where the storm door on the top side starts to actually connect with the hinges that put it in the door itself. Not the storm... So there's two different hinges here. There's the door hinge themselves, which is right next to the door. And then there's the storm door hinges, which basically hold in those things on the top and bottom that are supposed to keep it secure.
We just had that wind yesterday in the Midwest.
Yeah, it's a pain, Iowa. Fuck. So I got the storm door hinge replaced, drilled in. That's fine. But the door is misaligned with its hinge on the top side now, so when it goes to click in place, it doesn't. The bottom part does, because that isn't misaligned, but the top part is, because as the wind was ripping it out, it was bending not just the bottom storm hinge, or storm door hinge, but the top, where the door is supposed to be aligned with the little hinges in the metal rod. So that got bent at the top. So after I do this stream, I gotta look up how I'm supposed to fix that, because there's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to hammer that in place. So, yeah. That's why it says, my front door got blown. I mean, silver lining, Bloodwind got a promotion. But I'm gonna strangle her when she gets home. Because we're probably going to have to replace those hinges as well. And here's the deal. It's a cold front. I'm freezing my ass off outside. I got to figure out how we're going to do that. Or just call my father or her father and just deal with it, you know? And I'm annoyed because I had to miss my my Zeus up this morning for some more Vietnam shit. But if not, we'll see it Friday. Or, no, Sunday. At least I'm not Zeusing tonight. Patch wanted to Zeus tonight, so we'll cover that. Anyway, Blue 4, they're setting up some stuff on the outside here. You got the UH-60 flying in on the northern side. Some interdictionary forces here. He's going to try to potentially land on the outskirts and bring his forces in on that side. These guys, it looks like they're going to bypass. Interesting. So they're going to blitz right into these objectives and just hold the VIPs in the northern one instead. Set up OFCRA to set up a defensive line on the south. And they're just going to miss the first 6 points to grab here. I guess because if they grab the points here and here, that'll give them 6 points in the green zone here, 6 points in the green zone, that's 12. And then they extract them, that's 15. And then if they keep their commander alive, that's another 6, which would give them 21. And then Blue 4 can't do anything between the 9 points here and keeping their cap guy alive. That would be 15 to 21. So OFCRA is strategically not putting the first guy here just so they can move it down. I wonder if the UH-60 is going to now choose a different dismount point, because we see that OFCRA has put a bunch of units out here to interdict anything that'll land out in the open here. But the UH-60, it's just finding a really good angle at the moment. But yeah, these guys, I'm going to be honest, are going to be very out of play. I mean, so is the northern OFCRA groups, but we're only dealing with a few technical teams that are just roaming around looking for a UH-60, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Definitely Blue 4 are investing more players up here because they had a full UH-60. That's, wow, 4, 8, that's 12 players right here. And then the pilot's just going to fly around, potentially get shot down by those 50s. So Blue 4 are going to also set up units to camp the, OFCRA is camping the Blue 4 extract zone for the VIPs. VIPs are going to enter here and probably stay there. I guess what also concerns me is Blue 4 could set up a northern attack here, and there wouldn't really be any way for OFCRA to set up good defensive lines here, because they're also setting up everything to the south. We also have a large amount of units set up on the southern side of the Blue 4 extract zone. I don't know if OFCRA is trying to predict where Blue 4 is, but it's a bit of a mess. In terms of calls, you got the, you got the Hunter teams right here looking for the UH-60. I think the UH-60 just found them and is immediately buzzing north away from where those technicals are. I'm really worried about OFCRA's plan here, Here, my mic's also a little muted. Let me fix that. Okay, there we go. I'm a little worried about... Oh, the UH-60 is now engaging the... some of the techies here. And they're firing back, of course, but I'm a little worried about how quickly... Mike's peaking slightly. Let me adjust that. All right, cool. I'm a little worried about how... God damn it, hold on. Mike is not liking these settings. There we go. I'm a little worried about how much infantry we have out here, the lack of infantry out here, because these markers are going to disappear outside of this zone, indicating to Blue 4 that the VIPs are over here, and this is going to give Blue 4, it's 35 minutes till this objective is cashed out, so that's a lot of time to then set something up and then run it into this zone, and OpForce not putting any interdictionary forces up here, or interdictiary, not dictionary, funny. Instead, we have them all out over here, so I think OpForce is being way too aggressive, and this is opening the door for Blue 4 to just come in and steal the VIPs. And then they can pull them to the extract zone. There's way too much OpFor down here to really do anything. And by then, I mean, that's going to give Blue 4 3 points here, 3 points here, capping them out, 9 points there. Deny OpFor any points from scoring with the VIPs. A final score for something like that is going to be potentially 9 points to Blue 4 and no points to OpFor for these objectives, and that's just going to end up with whoever has the cap zone. And if Blue 4 is assaulting from the northern angle, they're going to have first dibs and the defender's advantage on that high ground, which is going to make it that much harder for OpFor to gain those points back. So we already see Blue 4 is basically moving their entire convoy around. We're only at the 8.5 minute mark, so there's still plenty of time for them to push through. But it's looking like a pretty tough plan here. So someone's trying to message one of the admins through the TeamSpeak channel. That's kind of funny. But I really don't get why we're having OpFor being so aggressive on the extraction points. It's almost like they want Blue 4 to take the VIPs and then bring them to the extracts. Only so then OpFor can take them back. Like, I'm really struggling to figure out the strategy here. Goatland's dead up here. Don't know what happened to that. And then we have some OpFor around this zone too. Like, I guess to camp it, maybe? I think OpFor's trying to play 4D chess here. But Blue 4 is just playing a game of checkers. And unfortunately for OpFor, we're playing checkers. Curious on the light levels. Yep, it is starting to get in the morning. We see the sun rising. But I'm really confused by OpFor's strategy here. Like, maybe they're thinking that Blue 4 would come to the south and go to the ground extract zone, but it's a really bad gamble, and it's not going to pay off for this mission. The only thing I can think of is they're attempting to try to get Blue 4 defeated in detail by dividing themselves up as well, but I don't really know what Kremit's thinking here. He's looking towards the airfield, though, which shows me, like, his total focus right now is the Blue 4 ground branch extraction, but you don't need to cover that if you just cover the VIPs. Like, it's really confusing here. And we also see the VIPs are just running around over here instead. Like, OpFor has instead set up an ambush point here to eliminate any blue. I'm so confused. So I guess these guys are being told to line up at the edge of this zone, or maybe they're now being ordered to go over here to where Blue OpFor command is. I don't know. But look at this. Yeah, Blue 4's not even, looks like this main force is going to go for the VIPs instead. These guys are just going to head to the cap zone. And I think that's the smartest call Blue 4 can make by setting up a base of fire in some of these positions and denying OP4 the ability to come in and hit those. But this is also going to allow Blue 4 to get on these rooftops and start getting some scouting data. Now, there's not going to be much for them to find because OP4 is not really focusing on this, but I'm trying to see if these guys are actually going to cross the border here. Or if they're just going to stay in the back right corner. No, they're... UH-60 just took a nasty hit. Got some blind return fire there. Good shot leads by the Cord Static. They instead entered the church. The only thing I'm thinking of is maybe they're trying to bait Blue 4 to come directly to this position so that Op 4 can set up an ambush and smack Blue 4 vehicles as they come in, but at the same time, we don't really see a lot of gun emplacements here to ambush any vehicles that come in. Like, this is really confusing. Like, Op 4 does not need to set up a group over here. They can bring those south. They definitely don't need to set up this southern group. They can bring those north. I'm really struggling. Like, do we have any AT ready? We have a single shot disposable tube. There's no RPG. That's reloadable. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. That's a menace. He's not going to be able to hit it, though, in those trees. Maybe they saw that defensive position, so now that's lost. Like, this is a great kill zone for that Metis, but the Metis wasn't on station. Like, I don't know what Op 4's plan is here. That would have been a beautiful place to snipe a vehicle out and initiate ambushes. But the fact that they didn't have him ready... maybe they'll get the next one that comes in? Who's this one? Oh, that's Command. Unironically, that would be the best vehicle to snipe, because if you cut off an attacking faction's command structure... I think there hasn't been a single mission yet in OFCRA where if Command gets decapitated early, they win. Yeah, so there's 15 minutes by. See, why is he here? He should be here to, like, cover the trees. Hi, honey. If you want to take a look at the door, feel free, but, yep. So it's misaligned on the top. Did you see that? Yeah. Yeah, if you come over here. I can, okay, I'll give you that too. Also, chat says congrats, because I already told them. She says thank you. And ranting. Honey, what's wrong with the storm door? Yeah. I went to Home Depot. I canceled my first op so I could go to Home Depot. Fairfax. By the Costco. What new bracket? Where do you think it is? Honey, if I got a new bracket and I showed you the broken bracket, where's the new bracket? What? Honey, I gotta work. It'll be a mystery. Anyway, back to work here. I'm also just trying to figure out what Blue 4 is doing here and what Op 4 is doing. Blue 4 seems to be going out in the middle but staying super defensive. The VIPs are still just chilling in this church. I don't know why we don't see Blue 4 aggressively trying to go for the VIPs, but at the same time, if they're not in the cap zone, Blue 4 will score points, but I assume they're going to run back in at like the last minute, maybe being told that the place is safe and that the blocking position is held. This group, I don't know what they're going to do because there's no transport to move them into the AO unless they bring back the UH-60 or one of the the MH-60. And then you have all these Op 4 up here. Like, there's so much misplaying, in my opinion, of deployment of forces. And then we have the UH-60 over here, but it's landed. And he might have been doing some field repairs because he did get hit by that cord heavy machine gun. Like, I'm really struggling to figure out what either side is really trying to achieve here. Because ultimately, it's in these VIPs, which are publicly broadcasted to both sides because they're out of the yellow zones. So, Blue 4 isn't making a move on them. Maybe because... Maybe Op 4 is in Blue 4's head, and they think, okay, this is just going to be a massive ambush, so let's bring up all of our forces first and then do some prodding attacks. Meanwhile, Op 4 knows he's in Blue 4's head, so he can put all of his forces out to do these really wonky maneuvers in various different positions, and it's resulting in a really weird slow game. You know? Like, at the 35-minute mark, so it's 8 minutes plus. So that would be 43. I guess we're going to see the VIP start running in before that mark to at least score points for Op 4. But it's... I don't know. Chat, if you have any ideas on what's going on, you let me know, because this is otherwise an incredibly confusing match. Here's Shay the Metis Monkey holding in reserve because they don't want to just stand out here with a Metis. That's a great target to get sniped. I'm wondering who has the Crow system on the MRAP because that's going to be the most powerful asset Blue 4 has. It's right here. And we have Op 4 Command firing at the helicopter to get that to wave off. And we have an Op 4 member knocked out over here, but they're now firing at the sides of these doors here to stop Blue 4 moving around that position. Was Goatland? I think Goatland got knocked out on the ladder. He fell through on accident. And the helicopter just went down. Oh, the Raven drone got shot down. So Op 4 had a rocket pod drone, and we still see all but one of those rockets are still in their pods. So I don't know if it killed itself because it was like against a tree or something, but that's out of the game. I'm like, we're just seeing squandered assets here. Wait, why are, and then the helicopter's shooting at the location of the VIPs and they're just chilling here like, what? Yeah, and then we have a bunch of blue 4 over here in the op 4 position with one of their... You know, I don't know. Covering this or fixing my door? Which one was less confusing? I mean, at least for fixing the damn door, I could just Google it and figure things out and figure out the right parts for trial and error. But this, I have no idea what's going on. The door is less confusing. It's still gonna be less confusing than this. Why does Op 4 have so many troops over here? Okay, they're pulling back out of that position. It looks like these guys maybe are coming up to pick, no. And then why do we have a big blue 4 group up here? There's so many questions. And we're not gonna know until Op 4 decides to move the VIPs. Ay, ay, ay. So now they're taking both of the VRDMs. Why? I guess they're quicker than the 113 maybe? The 113 seems to have some weird thing going on with its track. I'm so damn confused. And then these guys are going all the way out here to circle around? Normally, things make sense, and I'd imagine Blue 4 is gonna at least try to take the cap zone here, and they're just being super cautious because the VIPs are over here and they think there's an ambush, and every time they fly helicopters close by, they get shot at. So that makes sense. And now they're just shooting at random rooftops as well. And I think it's bright enough for me to start covering this in daylight. And then we've got other forces coming in from the north. My question is, why do we have all this Op 4 infantry all the way out here? Time check, it's 10.5 minutes before they have to move somewhere into this zone. So I'm assuming they're going to run back into that green zone. And then as soon as it ends, they're going to run to the other zone, because that's the only thing that makes sense. But Blue 4 is going to start pushing forces over to that area to at least deny the green zone, to basically prevent a rush back. But then you got all this Blue 4 unit tail over here. Maybe Op 4's plan is to bait as much Blue 4 into the cap zone as possible by keeping it open, and then they'll have this Op 4 group come in from the rear and just sandwich that Blue 4 element and take out a massive chunk of Blue 4's manpower. But this stuff over here I don't get for Blue 4, and then this stuff over here I don't get for either side. The UH-60 has to be coming back at this point to pick these guys up. I don't know what else they'd be doing here, because this has already been capped since the 15-minute mark, which would be 15 plus 18, so that would be the 23-minute mark. So they've been here for an additional 10 minutes for not really any reason. But then lies the question of, why does Op 4 have all this stuff up here as well? Like, there's just... I don't know. Like, I can see where some people might be getting into each other's heads. Don't get me wrong. I've seen that in the past. I've seen that, you know, one side is able to get into the other's head and then completely outplay them. But this feels like both sides are just reading each other completely wrong. How did two guys die in Blue 4? Well, he just got respawned, so I'm assuming they armored on something. And then you got smoke grenades out here, but it looks like he was in combat. And then 2B, that's just his clone. Meanwhile, Op 4 Bluck has been knocked on Con. He was up here. Goatlin died in spawn. Yeah, there just hasn't really been any direct combat either. Most of the knockouts have been for technical reasons, like falling down ladders, rather than actual PvP. Zelenius, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. This is not a good one to gamble on. Both sides are making really weird plays. It's a total crapshoot. Hey, Nem, how you doing? Why does Blue 4 have... Oh, Blue 4... I get it. Hold on. Here, so I don't blind you all. What was that, Toxic? No, okay, he didn't get the kill credit, though. I thought he shot down... the drone. He could have, for all I know. I didn't hear a launch sound, though. But now you got this OFCRA group back here... Like, again, the only thing I can think of is OFCRA is playing a really good defensive strategy of just pulling units over to where Blue 4 comes in. That would make sense with this team coming in to hit that group in the rear, and this group coming in to hit this group in the rear. Like, that's the only thing that makes sense. Because everything else is just... doesn't line up. Alright, UH-60 is going to pick up that infantry, bring them into reinforcement out of direction. Maybe put them back here because they're bringing these BRDMs over to recon this route out. Maybe from here, Blue 4 will make a move on the VIPs and steal them. And they still have a good chunk of time to do it. They got 7 minutes. And the UH-60 might be flying around and see if he takes any fire. And then he might be able to guide those BRDMs right onto the church to pick up those members here. But it's also an AH-60, so it can strafe the rooftops here. However... Heavy gun just sniped the pilot out. He's going down. And he hits the other building. Alright, AH-6 Little Bird is down. That was some great shooting by Jonathan there. Killed the pilot. Oddball did not know where to go on that and just got utterly annihilated. He knew there was a gun position up here because he's taken fire from there multiple times. So that's just an instance of, man, the risk was calculated, but I am bad at math. And I don't know if these guys are going to try to move up to hit that position on the rear and just move in for the VIPs. I really don't understand why they don't just, especially with OPFOR vehicles, they could just pull up within a block of this position, use that confusion to run in and just take the VIPs. But I think Blue 4 genuinely thinks there's defensive layers around this position that's preventing a rush, even though they haven't taken any fire when they fly their helicopters low on that spot. It's really freaking confusing here. I love this map, though. Don't get me wrong, this is a really nice CQC urban map. I'd love to do some stuff on this map, but it's just such a weird call we're seeing. Now we're seeing OPFOR, though, starting to fold in on this Blue 4 element here. Got the UH-60 bringing in that additional infantry. Blue 4 has everything in this zone. And these chuckleheads have just been waiting here the entire time. I'm not sure if they're supposed to get like a radio cue to go in or something. Yeah, so you have the MH6 Little Bird kind of... Oh, it's also ferrying troops. So they're going to run up with this infantry, but if they're going to make a move, they only have 7 minutes to do it. It's actually 6.5. Yeah, Nem, I think it's working out quite well here. They just pulled out of the UH-60 there because it took damage from something. I didn't see any ballistic fire go in. But Crew's going to be able to get out of that all right. So if OPFOR manages to bring all of this down here and reinforce this flank coming in to cut these forces off, these guys just push back in immediately, and these guys are able to sweep in and hit all Blue 4. I could see Op 4 winning this, but it's just such a weird... It's a weird call here. And Oddball, I know that excuse of, you know, it's a massive urban map and people want to make good calls and whatnot. There's just way too much caution on Blue 4, though. Like, on every side, it's been overly cautious. And Op 4 has just perfectly exploited that. I can't say it's the best for their positioning, but it looks like that might actually change here with this force coming in. You got Blue 4 climbing some of these areas, getting GLs right on target here. 2 additional knockouts. Now the MH60 is just holding on Q. Funny enough, these guys are in a really good position to now stop the Op 4 assault from the north. Whether or not they actually fold in to do it is anyone's guess. Op 4 definitely lining up, though, to get the VIPs into the zone here and then immediately get them into extraction by the 70-minute mark. So I'm just going to assume Op 4 basically just cast a wide net here. And now that they know where Blue 4 is coming in from, they're now starting to tighten that net. That's the only strategy that makes sense for what they were doing. Meanwhile, Blue 4 just attempted to pick what zones they could to take the central cap zone, and then seeing the VIPs here might have given them a target of opportunity. Now, whether or not this actually succeeds is entirely up to the PvP at the ground level. We see multiple Blue 4 have been taken out here, which is a shame, because, wow, more than multiple. They've got the Crow system here, and they're getting absolutely annihilated by this front line here. But yeah, in this situation of urban CQC, you generally want to keep the Crow on the outskirts, but that's why Op 4 has Metis launchers to take it out. And I'm wondering if we're going to see Shay come out, see the front of that car. I think he just saw that that was there, so if he gets out, he can hit it at an angle with the Metis without taking fire from that 50. But I think Ivan knows that, so he's going to try turning out here now. Pedro's in here. He's firing from a different angle, but now that guy gets knocked out. We need to see if some local AT now comes in and hits this spot. Rigel might call in that he has an angle here for Shay to hit as well. Shay instead might be trying to run on the rooftop of a building to find an angle, but he's not going to find an angle from those spots. Pedro now holding. Rigel takes a shot in the shin there as he tries to pull away. Grenades going in, Bluck breaches. Bluck goes the wrong way, and he pays for it with his life. So Op 4, unfortunately, aren't able to get that bounce back there. This objective is about to be cashed in, but I guess no one told the purple people to go into the zone. So have they just gone rogue and decided that the church is now their life? Because Blue 4 might be able to steal them. And now Op 4, they've tightened all their nets, so now they're not going to go in. Funny enough, though, Blue 4 are about to have their command position breached. Yep, and that gives Blue 4 points, though, because they weren't in the zone. Oh, they know something's in here. They have to. They're not breaching, though. Yeah, so they're just chilling in the church. Shay found an angle, takes out that vehicle with his Metis. That brings down the entire building as well. Pedro folds out of there in time, though. They're shooting the building to throw grenades in here. Now we need to see a grenade go into there. Didn't go deep enough. Giggity. Good call on shooting the windows out and throwing grenades in. Banks rushes in, gets Phobos. Phobos was, I believe, Blue 4 command. Yep. NASA's gonna run in. I really don't understand why they're not throwing additional grenades up here. Like, that seems really silly. And they shot these windows out, so they're not grenading that middle hallway. So I wonder if Wombat and Tacklebear are going to find a good angle to throw a nade here. And it looks like they're trying. They just need to get a grenade up there. There it is. Natha is screwed. Second grenade goes in, and that is Blue 4 Command entirely taken out. Good use of grenades on the adjustment there, but shame it didn't happen the first time. The second death of the guy running up was preventable. I think that was NASA's. The first one, I can rule against that by all means, because, you know, it's a vehicle. They might not actually be in there, but they might have heard the voices. And then meanwhile, we have an OP4 vehicle push. These were the off-roads. No, they weren't. No, it was some of the off-roads. So 2 out of the 4 off-roads came in. Looks like they split off, though, and then Blue 4 ambushed them. Crazy how a lot of the combat's happening on the outskirts here, but Blue 4 were able to push in, clear out that garrison. Blue 4 now have control of the VIPs. And they've cable-tied them, and now they're manually moving them all as the minister here is making a run for it. He's playing chicken with them. He's trying to climb up here. So they're going to probably just bring the VIPs over to pick them up at the MH6 Little Bird, and then bring them over to the extraction zone after ground clears them. Is T going to, like, jump over them and just run immediately? No, he's running this way. Run up and cable tie the bastard. So meanwhile, we got Blue 4 that have pushed up to the other cap zone. This is a pretty bad position to be in. Red leads right here. He's going to throw a grenade immediately on the ground. That's going to get overdrive blown away. Yep. So yeah, Blue 4 thinks that there's no OP4 here because they're catching them in other zones, but they got them throwing 9-banes, but they're already breaching with some players here, so there's a bit of a breakdown in communication there. But they're basically trying to secure this green building here, and I mean, geez, look at this building. You could literally garrison this entire building with stuff and make that into a 30-minute op. OP4, though, taking red on red here. They're about to kill their own ground commander. Thankfully, their aim is trash. Meanwhile, we have a single OP4 member running around. Cheeseburger finds one of them and blows his head off. And the other guy's turned around wondering, huh? I'm sorry. Huh? Hello? Hello? I think Cheeseburger already ran up a floor. So yeah, now you're just going to see small skirmishes between Blue 4 and OP4 members. But yeah, no actual OP4 zone security on these guys, and OP4 aren't going to score any points with that. Blue 4's ground commanders are dead, though, so they're out 6 points. OP4 almost lost their ground commander to friendly fire, which was funny. So at this point, OP4 can score 6 points by keeping their ground commander alive and then holding the cap zone for an additional 9 points. That'll give them 15. Blue 4 have 3 points on the board for keeping them out of this zone. They can get another 3 points for keeping them out of that zone. And then 3 points for keeping, bringing them to the ground extraction. That'll give them 9. So now it's just going to be a matter of whoever controls the final cap zone is going to win. Unless Kremet gets sniped, in which case that's going to give Blue 4 an even further lead to the point that I don't think OP4 will have any point of, any chance of winning. Dream, I don't ignore the chats, I'll ignore you. Alright, so we've got everyone loaded into here. And I think the MH6 is just going to remove them from play, or it might bring a team over to drop it off at ground branch to see if it's clear. And then if it's clear, they'll bring the helicopter in. But OP4, because they've closed everything in on these nets they've cast, which is a decent strategy, mind you. Now OP4 have a lot of infantry that can potentially take the final cap zone. They have nothing that can go after stopping the VIPs, but at this point, I guess that point tally doesn't matter. It just feels a bit silly because OP4 could have gained some additional points by bringing them into the zones, but I don't know. Weird strategy, but we'll see if it plays out for them. Is this Cheeseburger? He's left the building? Yeah, he's just hiding in the bush right now. A little more CQC out here. We got Skipu firing on Pogo and Ezio. Ezio gets knocked out, and Pogo just got killed. Great ambush play from someone with an M249. Or that's a mini-me. Either way, 200 rounds, 5.56. That's That's gonna ruin your day. Put some more shots on Ezio and double taps. I'm not sure if he woke back up or what. We have a stolen Humvee over here. It has a 50 cal that can pen into the building a bit, so they can just suppress wherever they see muzzle flashes coming out, especially if they're outside on the buildings here. All I am is mean to you? I'm not. We were chilling on Antistasi last night, Goober. I'm mean to you. Yeah, right. So it looks like we've got some additional forces up here. Yeah, so it looks like OFCRA rushed a few forces down. They found Skipu and they took him out. But still, 2-1, and it looks like he was able to get a knockout here, so that's going to slow that team down. We might see Blue 4 come up and continue to get some strikes here. MH60 is just blitzing it to the ground extract zone. That's, I think, a bad call by Blue 4. They should at least wait and send another team in to make sure it's clear. But, I mean, they're lucky that OPFOR moved all their forces out of that zone, but it looks like we do see an OPFOR force actually rushing out to that cap zone. But it's not going to be quick enough. That helicopter's going to get there ASAP. I just think that's a bit of a bad call, but, I mean, circumstances are going to get them there. We just saw a Blue 4 guy, potentially with an AT4 or something, point blank, one of the cars. So his sacrifice looks like, okay, no, Henry did it, but his commander was too close and he died. Not surprised one bit there. So the extraction, I believe, is this plane, so they just have to interact with it. There's a snowman. That's cute. So as soon as they interact with it, they can then become Blue 4 players, actually do stuff. Got 2 OPFOR cars rushing over, but they're still like a kilometer away. So it's GG to that front. If you want dream, sure. Blue 4 still hold the cap zone with a meager force. And at this point, Blue 4 just needs to hone everything in on the cap zone, and they're good. Car's about to get up here. I'm not sure what justifies it being quote-unquote captured. Vehicle just came in. Blue 4's not pulling any security. Rocket goes in just as 2 of them get captured. And now the 2 VIPs that turned here are now fighting, T and Depso. Rocket goes in. UN envoy's hiding. Wombat tries to make a run for him. He gets shot dead. Crazy strategy that just happened there. Good God. He's trying to crawl away. Arakiru up high.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
Tackleberry flanking around. T's on the other side. Gets to go 1v1 with Alexander. Kills Alexander. Huggies, thanks for giving a sub out. It went to Sim Pico. Hope you both keep enjoying the operation, so we get a nice kick out of this scenario. Helicopter staying above. I'm not 100% sure the invincibility got taken away from the blue 4 players after they got changed from purple. You know what I mean? Because I could have sworn T should have gotten hit a few times with that, so... Funny how that all works. How you doing, Auntie? Yeah, we have your friend Nem here. The boomers are united. Hope you both are doing A-okay, though. The UN envoy is making a run for it. And T, thank you for the raid, buddy. How are you? T's making a run down the hall. I'm a little worried that he'll get caught in a fatal funnel here. And we just had an OPFOR member in a blue 4 vehicle gun down another OPFOR member. I don't know what level of team killing that is, but that's, That's an interesting one. Wasn't expecting that one, Chief, but yeah, here we are. Oh boy. That's a suicide drone. I have no idea if that's a blue 4 or an OPFOR one. T runs over, gets another kill. That very well could be a blue 4-1 hunting the OPFOR vehicles, but we see that they're also trying to keep the helicopter at bay. Blue 4, meanwhile, having more forces around the cap zone. 2 OPFOR members around that side. Blue 4 with a big amount of units around this group, which is more OPFOR members on the northern side. Cheeseburger just failed his wake-up check. And then we have a big chunk of blue 4 members coming around over here. But OPFOR command is dead, so now OPFOR can't go get those 6 bonus points. So the only way OPFOR can score is if they take the VIP that's alive and bring him back to get a few more points there, and then the cap zone. But even then, I think Blue 4 only needed to take 1 VIP out to get the maximum points for this objective, so... I think this is it. I think OPFOR have lost, all things considered. And the UN envoy is just like looking around going like, I don't know what to do. Sounded like the drone just landed and hit somebody. Get the fuck over here, you chucklehead. But basically, when you extract the VIPs, they basically switch sides to your side. And I guess become super Chad commando units. I don't know. Yeah, so there will be an 8 p.m. POG op. I will be on the ground for it, though, messing around. Dream! That's what you should do. You should come over to POG tonight. What time is POG? 3.5 hours from now. That'd be so funny if T was in a position to be keyholed by Tackleberry right there. Okay, I take back what I said. He's doing medical bandaging. I think Tackle hears the medical, though, so he's trying to get an angle on him. Yeah, sure, Dream. Bring Molly. That would be funny. Okay, I'll give you both the details. I think that'll be great. You don't know the game? Oh, I can fix that. I have plenty of gift keys for the base game. Just give me like 20 minutes after. I gotta check out my storm door and then I gotta look through my email. But I'm pretty sure I have some base game keys laying around somewhere. For Arma, I've got like a bunch of base key games, I think. If not, they're just random CDLC keys or DLC keys. I gotta take inventory because I know I've given some of them away. I just don't remember which ones I've given away. You know? Because I don't take inventory all the time of those. But they're just, like, stashed away in my email somewhere. I just got to dig up my mail from Nillers. Tackleman, you see he's looking around. Is T going to find an angle on him? Yes, he does. Throw cartwheels off the rooftop. All right, Blue 4 have almost the entirety of control. Rigel, though, with 4 kills on CQC. Good for him. And yeah, Blue 4 just completely outnumber Op4 in, like, every front of the fighting now. The VIP's turning into this, like, crazy strike team that's eliminated 2 squads of Op4 that have come in on him. Revanche. Oh my god, that's so funny. Yeah, Dream, we gotta bring her to Antistasi, too. I'll even stream it. I will say, there was something really funny last night, where Dream and I were playing Antistasi. It's the same server that had the Stalker Antistasi stuff, but it's a new map. It's mostly vanilla. Oh! T gets hit once. Depso and T holding back. That was Arakiru engaging them. But we were, hold on, I'll wait for the action to break here. Oh, okay, we got Sam and Dr. Snuggles here. Sam gets caught out of position, though. T can't seem to get the headshot. Grenade goes in. They push out aggressively. Sam's reloading. Pushes right up. They're telling him to surrender. Can Dr. Snubbles come out and save him? He doesn't realize it. Wait a minute. Never mind. Sam just Thanos snapped them out of existence. You know, this is funny. Does anyone remember FNF last week where Sam just, like, absorbed all the bullets and stared people down and laughed at them? And then Sam, in this match, just Thanos snaps people? I think Sam's a god. I think Sam has otherworldly powers. You know, it's very interesting. Huh. So it looks like Op4 are going to be able to get one of the VIPs back. The 2 Blue 4, I'm assuming they were invincible and they just called it because looks like they're talking to an NASA over there. But I suspected the team might be invincible because it got into that one-on-one earlier and took absolutely no damage from the looks of it. I saw him bandaging, I saw a rag on the ground, so I assumed he bandaged. So I'm like, okay, maybe he does have health, but no, that's so funny. I'm just going to claim that Sam just Thanos snapped him out of existence. Can you imagine in PvP just running up to a guy and just saying something cheeky and then all of a sudden they just atomize? But anyway, Antistasi, there's a feature where if you release captives, that people that basically surrender, if they run away and they reach enough of a distance away from you, IDAP will give you some money because you released the hostage. So Dream and I were clearing a resource position out. Yeah, so Blue 4 got 1 point for, or 2 points for keeping them out of the southern area. But somehow did not get a point for, that might be a bug because that's supposed to be all 3 points because all 3 VIPs were out of this zone. So that's a bit of a bug. I'm pretty sure we can safely say that Blue 4, I'll do a point breakdown towards the end of this mission, but that's pretty much set up. All right, Omu. But anyway, so Dream and I, we run into a building that looks like this. 3 garages, and we have to open them. Dream pulls out an RPG-32, has a few RPG rockets. We open the first one. He fires the rocket, and then I get the IDAT pop-up to say, due to releasing hostages, you get money. So it looked like I opened the door, let Dream blow 4 people up with an HE round in the garage, and IDAP was paying me for it. Because of the pop-up. Like, it popped up as soon as the round detonated point blank. It was interesting. But yeah. Nah, I might stream some tonight. We can get a dream on it. I just gotta check for codes. I just gotta also look at the storm door situation here. But we still have some OPFOR fighting. Looks like Roderick just got a kill. Duidson's looking around. He's got a 249 though, so in CQC that's gonna be a great weapon, but he's just one floor below. But yeah, we got some suppressed forces here. And we got other guys running around looking for Roderick's position. But let's do a breakdown here of all of the points that Blue 4 and OPFOR can score. Both sides have lost their ground command, so you're not getting those 6 bonus points. The cap zone of whoever has more people in this zone by the 90-minute mark, the end of the game, gets 9 points. Blue 4 have gotten 1 point per VIP not in this zone with a maximum of 3 points. So they've gotten 6 points from both of these zones being cashed in. OPFOR have gotten no points for any of the zones for putting the VIPs in. So the only way OPFOR can get 9 points is to take the cap zone. Whereas Blue 4 are at 6 points, but still... oh, no. And then they extracted 2 out of the 3 VIPs, so that gave them 8 points total. Because it's 1 point per VIP. So... Blue 4, because they fumbled the last VIP, and that wasn't really their fault, that was the VIP's fault, because he was kind of delaying that. OPFOR came in at the nick of time, right? Basically, whoever's going to control this cap zone at the end is going to win. Because it's worth 9 points, OPFOR could send everything in and take the zone, oust OPFOR, that would make the score 9-8 by the end. But again, OPFOR, they literally have less than 10 people, I think. We got 3 over here. We've got 2 over there. We've got 1 over here. I mean, Rigel, though, he's on 6 kills now, so he's slowly collecting. We got 3 over here, and then we got... Okay, so we're, I think, a little above 10 then. And then when they exchange that player... Doing that, though, will gain them a point, though. So it's going to be... The score is going to be, I think, like 8-1 or something, or maybe 8-3, because it's either a 1-point or a 3-point interaction, but it doesn't change anything. It's whoever controls this final zone is going to win. And Blue 4 have the numbers to win right now. OPFOR do not, but hey, maybe things will change. And I don't know if OPFOR didn't realize that Blue 4 gained points if the VIPs are outside of the orange zone. Like, I don't really know what the plan was there, but, I mean, this was definitely a really confusing round by both sides. Red Obsidian. Yeah, I know we can finish the map tonight, Dream, and then I guess I'll figure something out. Because I've got a really cool mission Saturday night, or Saturday morning. Unironically, though, that'd be really funny if that was, if you were serious about putting Molly in one of my missions. The mission I have planned for Saturday night would be quite interesting. RPG gets missed by Willie there. He takes fire from a neighboring rooftop. How's the door? I think Bloodwind's looking at it right now. The hinge got replaced. That's fine, but the door is misaligned on the frame. And if you look at the door, it's because the top side is more lopsided because when the wind was blowing on it for a few hours and knocking it out, it was basically pulling the metal from the hinges that are tied to the door itself. Because there's 2 different hinges. There's the storm door hinges, and then there's the actual hinges of the door itself. Because it's meant to clip into the frame. But those got pulled, and I can't simply unscrew those and, you know, put a part in that I'd have to take apart, like, the entire door. And, brother, it's 20 degrees outside. With gusts. And that's our front fucking door. Yeah, so this is the extract point for the Chechen forces. I'm wondering if they're gonna just drive these guys in. And then put them on the helicopter and call it a day. Because I think the air support is just kind of helping to pin things down here. Looks like Rigel finally got killed off. Alright. there were two levels of stupid there. The first level of stupid is, notice how that is blue and that is blue. So we almost just saw them shoot down their own aircraft. The second level of stupid is the Igla has a minimum range of 150 meters, where if the air asset is within 150 meters, you can achieve a lock. But I'm realizing now that wasn't the point. They weren't trying to shoot down the air assets, guys. They were trying to put missile fire on who they see over here. But guess what? We're back to point number one. They're blue, and they're blue. So therefore... It's okay. They weren't trying to shoot down their friendly helicopters. They're trying to shoot down their friendly infantry, and that went right over their freaking heads. Okay. All right. Well played. Well played, guys. They're still doing it. So that just shows there's a breakdown in communication. And here's the thing, I actually don't fault them for this, because both sides have their ground commander dead, so coordination between the surviving elements is non-existent, because people don't really know how to communicate with each other at this point. I don't know what they're doing. I'm going to be honest, though. Blue 4 is just going to trickle everything over the cap zone by the end of the mission. I don't see how Op 4 could do this. It looks like Op 4 does have local communications with their forces here, because Dr. Snuggle was part of, with Sam, but it looks like they're now clearing this out as, is he driving himself? No, he's being driven by another Op 4 guy. At least Op 4 is doing this the right way of sweeping and clearing the position before they bring the, VIPs over, but I guess they didn't want Op 4 to potentially rush back. I don't know. There's so many questions I have on the tactics of this mission. It's just, it's been a weird one. All right, chat. Guess who just fixed the fucking door? You know what? And that's great. That's great. I fixed the fucking hinge, and she just fixed the metal brackets. We both fixed the fucking door. G fucking G. Alright. You know, this is even better because now, here's what I'm gonna do. Here is literally what please tell me you're not. What the fuck? Oh, they found the Op 4 drone! The other one! And it's... What? What? I do agree. I think mortars would actually been really cool in this mission. But why, that thing should be dead. How is that thing not dead? It got hit. How is it still alive? How is it still up? It got hit by an Igla. Oh, there we go. Best drone ever. Yes, Boo. Oh, did it not have the U in it? Oh, I love you. Okay, I fixed the hinge. You fixed the other hinge. We're good. Team effort. Yes. Yep. Yeah. Gotcha. So, oh, fuck. You didn't see that, right? Good. Great. Might have accidentally flashed you a Christmas present, because I thought my keys were down here, but they're upstairs. I have a way to lock the storm door, so I'm just going to lock it from now on. Yes. Yes. That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, it does scare me too. I don't want to replace the hinge a third time. Yeah, when it blows open. Yeah. Because we're in a wind tunnel. I love it. Alright. I'll start dinner in like 30 minutes, okay? What do you mean I'll start dinner? Do you want leftovers? Dude, I was gonna cook you dinner because you got promoted. Well, since we're not gonna be cooking that entire beef tenderloin, I was gonna try to filet mignons, and that's okay. Is that acceptable? Do we have potatoes? Do you want to eat the leftovers, and we'll rain check that for another day? Okay, baby. Okay, that sounds fair. Love you, baby. You did it. Well, the surprise for me was going to be to fix the hinge, because I was hoping the hinge was the reason the door was misaligned. So you would have come home, probably been confused about that, and then I would have gaslit you about it. And then showed you how I fixed it. Yeah. Yes. Because I ran out of time because I needed to then do OFCRA. I only have so much time in the day. We can try. Alright, yeah, please do. Alright, OFCRA just tried to pull a vehicle up to that final position and got blown up. Big surprise to nobody. We do have a big chunk of OFCRA infantry down here, though. I mean, we could see a bounce back of some sort. And I think the MH6 Little Bird potentially... Okay, I was thinking maybe a gunner would be on the side, but I guess that's not the case. I do agree, though, with Auntie's previous statement. I think the mortars would be a really cool call. We got Boogan here breaching these guys. No, it's Callie doing it. Alright. Grenades being thrown around. They're getting caught on some of the doors, though. Oh, Callie's already booked it out here. Boogan is, Bogdan. That's it. That's his, unit call sign. Yeah, side objective, allied failed by both sides. That was a really close RPG hit. Great maneuvering by Pingus for spotting that. No, it's Rixu flying. RPG got called out by the gunners and he immediately lifted it up. That would have hit the helicopter otherwise. Great maneuver there. You got Twig running around down here trying to clean people up. And Twig gets spotted. Helicopter goes down. I think the UH-60 just got taken out by the 50 cal. Grenade goes out. Twig gets knocked out. Sommer manages to maneuver around. Twig might wake back up. That was a great play by Sommer there. Good knockout, and then he dodges the grenade. I don't get why we still blew 4 people up here. I think these guys are still trying to figure out what's going on. Maybe they'll start moving to the cap zone. Maybe not. And Callie still playing chicken with the blue 4 up here, but there's now only 2 blue 4. He got another one. Interesting how one of them has a backpack. Not sure if they just put shots on that OFCRA player right there as he was crossing the street. Sam alive with the stolen Mini-Me/249 platform. That could be devastating. I think Sommer is on 4 kills now, so he found not just Twig King, but there was someone else running around on Blue 4 here that he just took out as well. Lolo driving up over here. He's got Dr. Snuggles with him. Sam just got sniped by the Blue 4 members up here, and they're pulling out an N-Law to snipe that vehicle to get closer. M86 Little Bird coming in. Looks like Callie got taken out. I think this is GG. It's whoever, based off of the point distribution, whoever has control of that cap zone by the end's going to win. And I very well think we're going to see that vehicle either get AT or just taken out. Got about 12 minutes remaining. Now firing at the MH6 Little Bird. Multiple hits go in it. You can see the damage on the vehicle, but they were unable to snipe the pilot, nor any of the main rotor or engine components. So it looks like it just tore through a big chunk of the crew cabin. However, now we've got all the Blue 4 guys watching, and we still have that N-Law in play, and that can lock on and take out that Humvee. We just heard another RPG fire out here. That was on a BRDM, unsure if anyone was in it. N-Law's coming up, but, excuse me, Humvee's coming up, but the N-Law gunner's just gonna wait. That would have been a great angle to hit it with the N-Law, but they opted not to. Top down with the N-Law. Really surprised Watch Deck isn't just taking this thing out at the moment. Weird call. Tech Priest. So yeah, they're just going to get into the cap zone there. Worst comes to worst, both sides have so many forces in the zone that it doesn't give the cap zone points to either player. Or either side, excuse me, which means that Blue 4 will still win, and it's going to be like an 8-2. I do know some of the points are wrong, though. But in terms of if you type the mission command and you look at the link, Blue 4 have points from denying the VIP from both of these positions. They extracted 2 of the VIPs. OFCRA extracted 1 VIP. Both side leaders died. So now it's just a matter of the cap zone. But final score should be like either 8-1 or 8-3. But Blue 4 have more infantry in the cap zone, so they should be getting into 9 points. But if neither side gets them, then yeah. It's either going to be 8-1 or 8-3 or 17-1 or 17-3. Sommer trying to find Sancho here. Sancho laying low. Sommer pushing. He's going to see that open door. He's on 5 kills now. I don't understand why I have this massive Blue 4 garrison just chilling over here, like completely out of position and just watching everything. But again, they're not able to receive any orders, so that's just what players do. They just sit on a rooftop till the end of the game, doing nothing. It's weird. Sommer here, he's throwing grenades, he's checking vehicles here. Or windows, Jesus. Wrong thing to say. Alrighty. Sommer's running around, he's checking these windows, and he finds him and gets his 6th kill. Meanwhile, we got Dr. Snuggles and Lolo up here. Looks like Lolo just got shot from, I guess, up there. Because the Blue 4 members are down on the base here. That leaves Dr. Snuggles. Some cord fire going all the way out there. I don't really understand why doesn't the little bird land over and pick those guys up and move them to the rooftop. That would be something smart to do. They're gonna land up here and just dismount to add to the player count because it's 8 minutes, 7.5 minutes left. Ooh! They're lobbing off. Looks like his 2IC got killed. Oh, I don't see it. I thought I saw the +1 disappear, but they're still alive in there. So, Dr. Snuggles tried to get some free shots there. I have no idea where that RPG came from, though. That's the weird call. Yeah, he's gonna crawl down, but it's GG, guys. Pretty much it. And I just heard the helicopter take a random hit. Ah, it had a hard landing. So they're just gonna walk in instead. Here's the thing, that was an RPG. I'm not sure it has the range from over here. So I'm a little concerned that that might have been a friendly RPG, and these guys are the ones lobbing RPGs. You know, like, no, they don't have the range, so it had to have been from the right. It might have been a friend. Okay, there's so many damn questions. Maybe Snuggles had one on his back and he fired it? I don't know. I'm going to be honest, I think this is just going to be a stall out for the rest of the game because Snuggles is going to stay in his building. Blue 4 is either going to win the points or they're not, but they're still going to win because of what they did with the VIPs. Op4 have a handful of people down there, but they've been somehow all dying. Sommer's the only one left alive. Like, I don't know what happened to the Op4 VIP that was taken, for example. Like, and then this guy literally just appeared on my roster. Like, what? I don't know what's going on here. Like, units are in and out of my... But yeah, I'm just gonna wrap this one up because... You know, this was a weird one. But it's a Blue 4 victory. For the VIP control, denying Op4 the VIPs, but Op4 did that themselves. Like, it's weird. I don't really have a good explanation for this mission. Normally I do in OFCRA missions, but this has been the weirdest one in a while. Dr. Snuggles just died. It's GG. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Cheers, and have a good one. We'll be back in 3 hours.